Hi again. Going to take a look at some changes to puppyray, and we got a little bit of a uh, streamlined workflow here. Probably not the final layout for this, but getting closer. Um, some changes, some simplifications. There's now only a single panel of more stuff that you can access. It's been fairly streamlined. Uh, Navigation controls are now across the top. Keyframe tools are here now. Um, Quality drop down has been minimized somewhat. Like I said, probably not the final layout, but these have been tweaked somewhat. So we can start with a fast preview and work our way down, medium, and then go to final runner finally and get a good progression of workflow out of that. As always, a good, even when you're on one of the high settings, a good optimize to just make it work quicker is to turn off anti-aliasing temporarily, and then to turn it back on when you want to see it rendered uh, more fully. Just simply smaller number of controls on here. We still have light color and fog color that can be edited, as well as the intensity and the fog level. Still have the sky drop down just the same as it always has been. And visible sun is now out in the open where you can see it. Let's see, as I said, you can change the fog color now, or you always could do that, but it's still there. Global illumination is now on by default. The only way to turn that off now is just simply to set it to 0, but that's easy to do. We are now using the new mini slider, or the so-called DR slider, and has replaced the controls that were formerly in there. It is now a custom control, or say an official part of Howler now. Let's see, interpolation is still there, saving an image sequence is still there. And looking at the More tab, you can see this has changed somewhat. Attenuation, scattering, caustics are now on this first page. There is no second page. Let's see, sun size is there at the top like it always has been. Ground fog has been moved up next to the sun for some reason. I guess they're similar enough. Specularity is still here, and we can still change the water plane as always. So everything's still there. It's just been kind of streamlined. We don't have the numeric buttons for typing in uh, very specific because you really do most of your navigation with this thing. Let's be honest. Who's actually used those the numeric for setting the camera or the light position? Who uses that? Okay, so if somebody uses that, I apologize, but this has greatly simplified the number of buttons in Howler, and it'll help us moving forward as we add new features. We won't have to cram so many buttons in there, and it'll be simpler all around. We still have, of course, uh, the ability to change the fractal noise and all that stuff, the ray steps, the global illumination quality, all that stuff is still here. Near clip. Near clip is one of those things you need to be aware of because it's so useful. I usually like to use it at 0.5, and that's a good all-around value to give you a good performance. But if you're going to get really close to something like sitting right next to the camera, that's where you want to change this to a smaller value. If you're not doing that, then use a higher value because it'll run a lot faster. Because the closer these rays get to the camera, the smaller they get, and the smaller they get, the longer it takes to step through them. So definitely that will hurt your performance if you're too close to something. So consider that an optimize. Use a small value if you need to be close. Use a big value for better performance. So that's about it. All the other features are still there. And thanks for watching, and talk to you later.